Fala pessoal, sejam muito bem-vindos, bem-vindos e bem-vindas a mais um webinar aqui da New Hack. Como vocês estão? Espero que bem, vão chegando aí. Temos aí mais de 10 pessoas aí presentes já. Acabando o trabalho aí, como é que vocês estão? Só para saber como é que vocês estão chegando. Daqui a pouco eu vou puxar os nossos palestrantes de hoje aí. Vou puxar já vocês aí, a gente começa o nosso papo. Mas falem aí, boa noite, de onde vocês estão falando? Falem a cidade onde vocês estão falando, que parte aí do Brasil, que parte não só do Brasil, mas do mundo, tá? Conta aí pra gente de onde vocês estão falando. Deixa eu ver aqui um boa noite aqui, o Vinícius mandou boa noite. Outro Vinícius também, o Thales. Boa noite, pessoal. Vamos chegando aí, vamos começar. Aí, ó, Santana de Parnaíba, São Paulo, o Thales ali de São Paulo, Americana, interior de São Paulo aqui também. Muito legal, pessoal. Vamos chegando aí para a gente começar para o nosso papo de hoje. E a gente já começa daqui a uns minutinhos para a gente só esperar a galera começar e a gente poder ter um quórum legal de participantes. Aqui, ó, galera de Campinas, São Paulo também, aqui interior de São Paulo, sejam bem-vindos. Aliás, galera de Campinas, teremos evento presencial quinta-feira. Então, não sei quem está aqui já está inscrito, conta aí para mim. É isso aí, Digital Debugção DTV. Isso aí, galera. Esse será vai ser um evento aí que a gente vai fazer em inglês para vocês, então vai ser super legal. Vamos contar ali com a presença de todo mundo. Como eu sempre comento, a gente sempre tem um momento de exposição aqui com os nossos palestrantes, com o pessoal que vai trazer aqui para a gente a experiência, e depois a gente pode ter um momento de troca, tá? Então, vai ser super rico esse momento com vocês, tá bom? Então, vamos aguardar aí. Aí a presença já confirmada ali em Campinas, muito bom. A Lica de Canto, aí ó, Mato Grosso, galera de Mato Grosso ali, de Campo Grande, muito bom, Lica, seja muito bem-vinda. E aí a gente já vai puxar aqui, pessoal, só tô preparando aqui para vocês, e a gente já consegue puxar os nossos palestrantes. Vamos lá. Aí, ó, o Vinícius comentando também que já tem a presença dele confirmada também já na quinta. Muito bom, muito bom. Beleza, pessoal. Acho que estamos no quórum aí, e lembrando também, né, antes da gente começar, hoje nós temos nossos grupos ali, tanto no Quarto no Serena, tanto no New Hack Campinas, no WhatsApp, que a gente sempre troca bastante, então é super importante vocês estarem presentes conosco lá. Então, fique à vontade. Então, eu queria combinar, já vamos começar aqui, mas antes de eu puxar os nossos convidados, eu queria combinar com vocês um pouco da dinâmica, tá? A apresentação vai ser em inglês, então, até como o Bruno comentou, a gente é uma boa oportunidade de treinar aqui o nosso listening, mas assim, pessoal, como toda apresentação, tem um momento expositivo e depois a gente vem e faz um Q&A ali no final com o pessoal. Então, vão mandando a pergunta de vocês por aqui, tá? Então, podem mandar em inglês, podem mandar em português, então assim, eu vou puxar e aí a gente responde aqui para vocês, tá bom? Então, sintam-se confortáveis em escrever da melhor forma que vocês preferirem, tá bom? Então, vamos interagir aqui com os nossos convidados de hoje, são super especiais. Então, sem mais delongas, eu vou puxar eles aqui, mas já os combinados com vocês. Então, deixa eu puxar aqui a galera, deixa eu puxar o Alec and Mike. Hello, everyone. Hey, guys, how are you?
Hey, good.
Good. Again, first of all, thank you so much for your time. It's a pleasure to have you guys here to understand a little bit of the path that you guys had on your startups. So we have a lot of founders here, a lot of people from tech. So that's amazing to get you guys here with us. Thank you so much for that. Okay. So that's it. I will share for you guys the screen so you can introduce yourself. We'll be here on stage, on the backstage actually. But thank you so much, guys, for your time. And stage is yours.
Great. Thank you. So I'm Alec. I'm the CEO of Ruvo. This is Mike, my co-founder, CTO. Today we're just going to go over a bit about Ruvo, what we do, what we're working on, things we're doing to build the infrastructure as well on the technical side. And then also, I know this is quite interesting for a lot of founders, how we got into YC. So we'll cover some of those points. Here I'm going to work through these slides. So yeah, just a quick overview about who we are, what we're building. So Ruvo is the best way for Brazilian individuals and businesses to manage their money worldwide. So today, what we're offering is the ability to instantly exchange between reais, digital dollars, and US dollars with very tight integrations with Pix, US payment rails like ACH, Wire, RTP, and then also with stablecoins in the middle. Our rates, they start at 0.3% for businesses. And across the board, Ruvo, we don't assess IOF on any transactions. This is actually, given the current regulatory environment in Brazil, stablecoin transactions are exempt from IOFs. It's given us a really nice edge in the market as we've grown the business. We also, holistically, we're offering a global USD account. So you can, as a business or an individual, you can hold in dollars, exchange between digital dollars and reais whenever you want. You can also spend in dollars using a Visa card, again, with no IOF, and then really just have access to your funds anywhere as you need it. Actually, a lot of businesses that are, if you're a startup, you might be set up as a Cayman holding. We've actually done a bunch of treasury operations for these types of companies. So like if you are interested in learning more about that, just like let us know after. But look, our main goal here is to just give our customers full control of being to move their money both in Brazil and internationally for whatever needs they might have, whether that's on the business side for corporate treasury, paying suppliers, receiving investments, to on more personal fronts. We work with a lot of remote workers who are earning abroad, getting paid in dollars, bringing money back to Brazil. We have students who are using us to pay for their tuition in the U.S. and other countries abroad. But yeah, we'll touch on some of those use cases a bit more. But yeah, I thought, yeah, Mike, if you want to take this slide, and yeah, we're going to talk a bit about kind of the origin of why we're focused on Brazil, why we started building Ruvo. So yeah, Mike, if you want to take this.
Yeah, so ideas come about in various ways. You may wake up one day and have an idea. You may just be brainstorming, have different ideas for a company to build. But in this case, this was actually a problem that we experienced firsthand. Over my career, I've hired a lot of engineers, and I found that Brazilians are among the best. They're very passionate about the work they do, and I was very struck by how painful it was to get them paid. You would think it's a very seamless thing, and being from the United States and being paid in dollars, it's just it's not a pain point that I ever experienced. I don't think Alec ever experienced firsthand, but we experienced it with paying engineers in Brazil. You get things like delays. It takes a long time for the money to arrive. You get various fees. It's very, very difficult to do. So Alec and I were actually on a trip to Brazil. He's a big surfer, me not so much, but he was doing a lot of surfing out there, and it was just, we were in the environment talking about this issue, and we're like, there has to be a better way to do this. So we actually, before we even built a product, we were helping engineers to get paid using a lot of the infrastructure that had just come in place to enable this. There are a bunch of different pieces to the puzzle that we kind of pieced together without having a UX, without having a product to provide a service. And we just built a product with screens, a mobile app around that to make it more self-service. So yeah, I mean, that's how the idea came about. It's obviously evolved a lot since then. It's gone not just from getting a Brazilian engineer paid from dollars to reais. We were building a lot of different financial services around that. But that's how the idea came about. We found an actual issue that was really affecting a lot of people on a day-to-day basis. Alec and I have worked together. I think this is the fourth time, going back 15 years. So I know him very well. We complement each other quite well, and we just kind of took off. We saw a problem. We were very passionate about solving it, and we really hit the ground running. And it's just taken off ever since then.
Yeah, look, and I think the other piece of this as well. So I worked in Brazil about 10 years ago. I was with Uber, and we were launching a bunch of different cities across the country. This was ahead of the Olympics. And you know, even back then, I was working with payments in Brazil, and at the time we were integrating boletos as a payment method in the Uber app. So I think everyone here knows what boletos are. And when we were on this trip, like this was the first time we had actually used Pix. Actually, uh, someone initially they paid for a coconut on the beach using Pix, and that was like part of this, like being on the ground, experiencing how payments infrastructure is working in Brazil. And I was just amazed because like so Brazil has jumped ahead of places like the United States, Europe in terms of payments. And like it just became obvious that like for this idea, like everything was aligned in terms of the regulations, the infrastructure, the adoption of Pix in Brazil, like everything had really changed to enable this business to have a good shot at having customers and getting off the ground. But yeah, going into kind of the one of the main topics here, right? Y Combinator, right? So they talk about every quarter there's like over 30,000 applications, only like 200 companies get in. And look, I think if you think of it in that concept of right, I'm just going to fill out a form, send an application, and see what happens, you probably will not get into Y Combinator. The thing that I've seen both like with how we applied, and also I've actually like referred a bunch of companies. There is a referral system at YC. And for the ones that have gotten interviews and gotten in who I've referred, the number one thing is like you should send a weekly updates on your YC application. So these updates should include information about your progress of your company, right? It should be whether you're building product, whether you're getting customers, anything that's substantial, right? Whether you're pivoting your business. I saw there was a question here, like, have we actually pivoted Ruvo at all? We really haven't pivoted Ruvo too much. If anything, we definitely, the scope of the business has expanded in terms of the customers that we're serving and the services that we're offering. But part of why we started with software engineers, in addition to like having experienced the problem firsthand, we knew that if we could build a product that software engineers loved, we were going to be able to expand into other segments, because software engineers are in the details. They look at the minutia of everything about our app, for everything from pricing to UX to regulation. Like we know, if I believe firmly, if you can build a payments business for software engineers, which by the way is where Stripe got started. Stripe built APIs for developers. If you can start there, you're going to be able to go into all types of segments. So developers are super important for us. They always will be important for us because you guys give us the best feedback. And we think that if we can build the best product for you, there's going to be many other people that want to use this product. But look, yeah, going back to the YC application, it's like we were updating it every week. I think that's essential. Also, too, we were just from day one very focused on the customer, right? Talking to customers, getting customers trying our app, using us for payments. And look, it's very difficult when you're just getting started to get people using a payments product, right? It's you're moving people's real money. And for Mike and I, we've been building and working in payment systems our whole careers. Like I worked on the payments team at Uber. Mike and I built a payment system for a grocery delivery business that was doing billions of dollars of transactions a year. Then we went on to a trading platform where we were also moving billions of dollars a year. So we feel very comfortable operating and building technology that both works and also can really scale. And Mike will go into a bit about how we're built and how we've scaled. But yeah, I mean, I think another point here is just like working on products where you have experience, right? I think experience will help you move much faster. So yeah, I've seen a bunch of questions here. Maybe we can like go to these at the end. But so yeah, I'll go to the next slide and then we'll go back to some of these questions. But look, so the other thing that's essential is when you're a venture-backed company, you need to grow, right? That is essentially what makes a company venture backable. There's very established targets of revenue that companies need to hit, because in the end, VCs are trying to fund companies that have a good chance of going public. So for us, we've been sustaining about 35% plus monthly growth over the last 5 months. It's been accelerating, and really it comes down to the product and the expansion that we're seeing. And look, I've seen a lot of questions here about other apps because look, software engineers, they try every app in the market, right? So that's why we thought it was a great segment to go after, because as we keep winning in this segment, it gives us confidence that we are truly building the best products across the board: price, features, compliance. We really want to focus on this segment because it shows that we can win across the entire market because it is such a competitive segment. So I think with that, I'll pass it back to Mike, who can talk a bit about kind of how we're built, the infrastructure, and then we can do more questions.
Yes, so a lot of the ways we're different. I think the biggest one is we're not built on the traditional banking SWIFT system. So a lot of other companies out there, and especially large banks, are built around old, decades old systems that just move very slowly or hard to update. So we build everything from the ground up to be crypto and stablecoin native. So everything that is in your Ruvo account is backed by stablecoin, which is obviously more modern. It's very fast, and I think the other piece of it is your account, like you are in custody of all your funds. So we can facilitate transactions, but we actually cannot move any money out of your account without your approval. So it's secure by design. So everything you do to move money out of your account has to be approved through something like a passkey, biometric on your device. Otherwise, it just won't work. So you're in full control over your funds. Obviously, stable coins and crypto, there's a scary for maybe not so much for software developers, but for the wider audience. So we've done a lot of work to abstract that and make it seem like it's just a very intuitive banking application. So we're using this complex technology, but we've abstracted a lot of that complexity away to make it very easy to use, and you get the benefits of it without being overwhelmed by the complexity of it. We also allow you to move funds into reais, out of reais. We're going to be doing work to enable this, to other currencies, other countries, and we spend a lot of time making it reliable and robust with redundancy. So we don't just work with like one infrastructure partner. We have redundancy for all of them in case that one of them just has an outage or something like that. And then internally, AI has really changed the world. I'm sure software engineers, you see it. I've been doing development since I was 14, over 20 years. And, I use it all the time now. It's truly remarkable how far it's come. So our team internally, engineers, non-engineers, we're all AI first. We have this thing called a company brain, where we have the context of everything that's to do with our business, how the software is built. And so we use it for everything from generating documentation to coming up with designs, to writing code and reviewing code. So it's really allowed us to iterate and move more quickly and empower more people in the team to help build this product.
Great. Yeah, so look, I see there's a ton of questions here. A bunch of them are starred. So I don't know, should we jump into questions or?
Yeah, I think if you guys, we can jump in. I can put in some questions here. Let's see.
Great.
So I think,
if you.
Yep, sure.
Oh no, go ahead. Yeah. If you want to pick the questions, then we can go from there.
No, we have more slides, right? Some presentations, or.
I think.
Yeah.
I guess we have a final slide, which is about Ruvo. But look, I think let's jump into the questions, and then we can go into that.
Okay, perfect. Let's go. So yeah, let me grab some questions that we have here. So guys, please go putting a lot of questions that we have. Let me check one. The one that they say that I'm a big fan of Ruvo. So we have some fans here. Talis asked here, any pivots that happened since Ruvo became a thing?
Yeah, so we haven't really, this is actually, it's funny. So something about like 40 to 50% of companies when they go to Y Combinator actually pivot from the idea when they got in. So as a founder, you should be very, very comfortable with pivoting. And I think this is one of the biggest things that separates a founder who's going to succeed versus not. Like the founders that are going to succeed, they know when to pivot, and they know when to keep working on an idea. And that, I think, is something, an intuition that you build through experience. For us, we haven't had like any major pivots. We came into this just with like a very clear pain point. It's more about been expanding the product offering, right? There's things that we've encountered that we're going to be enabling that, you know, we would not have realized would be useful products because we talk to customers all the time. So we have like a dev ambassador program where essentially we're talking to our customers about once a week. It's 20 different engineers. So yeah, it's like, and we're moving very fast on the product side, and we keep the bar really high on that. But yeah, in terms of pivots, like happy to talk more if there are other questions on that. But yeah, it's having this intuition of like knowing when you should stick with something versus knowing when you should stop and like change the idea. And I think YC is very good at helping with a lot of founders work through that because they just see it all the time.
Yeah, I think another thing to add to that is, you know, it's good to be resilient, right? You don't want to just give up very easily. However, if you spend all your time and energy working on something that just doesn't work and people don't want, you're actually doing a disservice to yourself and your team. And I think the easiest way to figure that out is to go to market very quickly. Build something, don't spend years building it. Just get to market very quickly, get it in the hands of users and get their feedback. And they will tell you if they like it or not. And if they don't, and you keep trying, they don't like it, that's a good sign that you need to pivot.
Amazing. Thanks, Thales, for the question. Let's see the next one that we have here. Victor ask Mike, Alec, nice to meet you guys. Let's say I'm Brazilian who already use Wise and I'm happy with it. Why should I switch to Ruvo? What are the building that will actually make me want to change?
Yeah, I think in terms of businesses like Wise and others, right? One of the top reasons customers switch to us is because they actually had bad experiences on larger platforms. And you can look on X, you can look on LinkedIn. There's countless people that they try to move money. Their money gets frozen for a day, a week, 4 weeks in some cases, and they can't get through to any kind of customer support. And actually, we've seen a lot of customers moving to us because of our customer support. And as Mike was saying earlier, we've built agents into every part of our workflow. So we're using AI to surface problems often before a customer even knows they're a problem. And when we need support in the loop, like we're proactively reaching out to customers and providing that support, or we're just solving these problems on the back end before they happen. With a lot of like legacy companies, they don't have AI embedded in these workflows. They have not been working with AI very long. Like Mike and I were doing a lot of work. Like the last company I was at before Ruvo was specifically about making software engineers agentic. It's called Gauntlet AI. It was a YC company. But yeah, so like I think we are very much ahead of the curve with our company brain and how we operate. And so you're going to get a lot of benefits using us with that. And also too, because we're building a Brazil specific product, like that was a core part of our thesis. Like Wise is not, they cannot give the attention just to Brazil, right? Our entire focus is build the best payments app and like platform to manage your money for Brazilians who need global accounts connected to the local financial ecosystem. Like features on our roadmap, right? Like automatic payouts directly with Pix. Like I just don't see a large company building that, right? So our aim is to be one step ahead of the market because we are so laser focused on Brazil, and we know the market's big enough in Brazil to just focus there.
Amazing. Yeah, and that's why probably someone says that I really thought that Ruvo was a Brazilian company, and the reason why though. So
yeah, Yeah. Well, I think, look, the other thing is you will like, I didn't mention our rates or pricing, but like, please go look at the calculator on our website and compare it to any other calculator. If the other company even publishes a calculator, because most of them don't, because they don't want to be transparent. And like, this is actually something that's very core to me, Mike, everything we're doing at this company. I do not want to obfuscate the prices, fees. Like, we do not mark up the FX. The rate you get is the same market rate that we get from all the providers that we work with. But we compete, by the way. We compete. We have multiple providers always competing for the best price. So we do price discovery. We give you the best price. We show the fee up front. You'll see lots of offers. We were going through today. There's companies that, you know, they might have a Visa card where they offer 3% cash back, but then you look at the fine print, it's only on the first $200, and then you have to spend $100 to, you know, get access to their monthly or to this benefit, right? So there's like lots of what we've seen in the market is there's a lot of companies that are kind of, they offer top line incentives that look really great, but then when you look a step back, like the fees do not you're not going to net out ahead. We just want to give good fees and be super transparent with the pricing, because like I think that's what a long-term business should be doing in this. And we have plenty of products where we can make a very healthy business without having to like hide fees and costs behind fine print.
Oh, perfect. Thanks. Okay, let's see. We have the last, I think, last one about the product, like comparing with other competitors with you guys. But I don't know if there's any particular one. But Ruvo comes into play with converting a lot of reais. Currently, I'm familiar with process of receiving payments through Zelle and transferring via iGlobe. The Ruvo takes place of iGlobe. It's a similar service to that.
Yeah, look, I think a lot of customers, they've written about it on the internet. They've switched from iGlobe to us. I mean, a few things that we've seen is, you know, iGlobe doesn't have a mobile app. We're mobile first. We actually have a web app now. So if you want to join our beta for the web app, you can. But we're moving very fast on the product. I also think we have some very good advantages on the pricing, because we are doing we're checking multiple venues for price. We also allow you, unlike iGlobe, to actually on-ramp reais to dollars via Pix. iGlobe is only pay out. Also to we allow you to send to any U.S. bank account. So if you have an investment accounts in the U.S. Or anywhere else, like you can just use us for that. We're also fully crypto native. Like, iGlobe's not the way that their app is built. The last I checked, it does not allow you to send and receive seamlessly from wallet to wallet. So we have that full feature in place. And yeah, look, I think, again, like, we're focused specifically on Brazil. So everything we're building is to be the best in Brazil. And I think iGlobe operates in the Philippines and a couple other countries. So look, I don't think they've built a good solution for Brazilians, but like, as we're focused on Brazil, like we're going to be doubling down. And I think we have a lot more interesting features on the roadmap that will continue to build differentiation.
Okay, amazing. So let's jump in about growth. You guys shared the graph about growth, but Talis ask her what are the main thing that attract customers, content creators, or member get member. Like, I don't know if this mouse to mouse they wanna. So, but what is that attracted the customers?
Yeah, I mean, really, all of our growth today is just word of mouth. It's referrals, it's experience.
Amazing.
Yeah, and which is the best way when you're early to discover product market fit. If we were out there spending a bunch of money on ads, to be like, this is for any startup, you're going to be probably getting the wrong signal, right? Ads are like for, I think, a later stage. If you can grow and hit your targets with just word of mouth, that's the sign that you've actually built a category defining product. And this was my experience at Uber. When I was at Uber, like we did not need to run ads. People just downloaded Uber, right? Like by the time when we started running ads, both for drivers and for riders, it was just to make things go faster. But like we were getting huge traction and doing very well in the market just because of organic word of mouth. So we do have a referral program for anybody who's interested. They can drop their referral code in the chat.
Amazing. Let's see. We have some more. Another one is about like, what do you think about allowing payments, for example, QR codes?
In QR codes specifically, in maybe if they could clarify the question.
Yeah, at least can you help us here? But
so I can make an assumption here too, but I think so. QR codes. So right now, so we do have QR codes in the app. So if you want to receive or send crypto directly, you can do that. Our wallets are also they're EVMs. So we have USDT, USDC. We're actually adding all of the chains. So I don't know if there's everybody here is a crypto user, but right now it's Polygon, but we're going to be supporting every chain, which gives us a lot of ability to plug in new products for yield, credit, all types of things. But yeah, so paying out with QR codes. So yeah, that's actually like a top priority for us, and we're looking at a bunch of different partners that can enable that. So we have some partners who are either on the verge of it, and then we have others who do enable it. So it's just a matter of time. The top priority for us right now is launching international Swift. Funny enough, and that's actually because there's certain platforms. So like Google AdSense, if you're a creator, they only pay out in international Swift, and we have an entire list of customers who are essentially creators who need to receive international Swift, and we don't support that today, but very soon we are going to be supporting that. So we're doing that, and also yield, and similar to how we do price discovery for rates, we're doing price discovery for the best yield options. Which involves bridging between chains. There's like a lot of complexity. We don't have to go into it now unless people really want to go into the crypto stuff. But essentially, we're building this engine, so we're always finding the best prices.
Okay, perfect. And we have another one here. I think the one's good about the product and I think everything, but Wesley asked about how did you manage to overcome the bureaucracy and regulatory changes, especially in Brazil. This is really hard on the financial market here. Do you have any tips?
Yeah, I think, well, it's going to depend on your industry, your sector. For us, right, we were following very closely what was going on with Boston. We were also looking at kind of other operating models in the country, right? Even operating models both in Brazil and outside of Brazil. So yeah, that was actually kind of like a key thing that we had to figure out initially, and then also we are continuously figuring out. So we work with attorneys that are very familiar with Boston regulations. Also, all of our infrastructure partners have very pointed positions on this, and it's everything. It's from know your customer and know your business requirements. It's to transaction monitoring requirements. Like there's an entire regulatory regime, both in the US and in Brazil, that we work with partners and lawyers to navigate. I would say also, do we have, at least in this space, so I don't know, because like, when we were at Uber, it was a very different regulatory approach than what we take here at Ruvo, right? At Uber, there was more ambiguity, a little bit more flexibility. Also, you weren't moving people's money. Like it's a different type of thing. So I wish I knew what sector you're talking about here, because it's I think the advice would depend on the sector.
Perfect. So let's see another one. We have some other questions here, but actually not a question, but Victor said, you caught me off guard. I guess you guys proving me the point. I'm switching right now. That's why I want to, this get this point to probably share the QR code, right? What do you think, guys? That we have with the slides that we have
That's
here.
great. Oh yeah, we can pull that up.
Yeah.
Great.
So yeah, I think he's sharing. So this is a partnership that with New Hack, right? That we have here.
Exactly.
Perfect. Let me show you guys if you want to just get the QR code link, and you can open your account and get $20. That's amazing. That's amazing. A lot of people. Yeah, we have a lot of software engineers here, and a lot of people like doing that. That's amazing.
Yeah, actually, please use the New Hack code. You'll be put on our priority customer support. So we'll be talking to you. We'll be watching it. So
really close, right? Yeah. That's it. Okay. Yes, Thales, you're right at the customer. That's it. Perfect. So I will jump in, bring this slide back later, but let's see. So guys, again, we have some more minutes here. So just go and put the questions here. But let me see another one. Yeah, let's talk about product and AI. I think Thales asked I as well with. And if you guys can give an example of an AI workflow inside Ruvo, I think he actually in the support side, but I think not only for support, but any other workflows that you guys could share with us some use of case, right?
Yeah,
I mean, I'm happy to, or Mike. I don't know. What do you prefer?
Yeah, I think we both can touch on it from different sides. Obviously, we use it in engineering a lot. We use it we use it all over the place. We use it to help us write code. Obviously, not just relying on it. We also use it for code reviews. I think it's pretty standard stuff. It's just AI is really good at just ingesting a lot of data. Like I think the place where I find it the most useful, aside from just writing code more quickly and reviewing things, it's really troubleshooting a really complex issue. Just an issue that's hard to debug. It requires sifting through tons of logs and just jumping through windows. If you just have AI look at it, it can just find things that would take you so much longer to figure out. So we rely on it a lot on the software engineering side. Like I mentioned, we've built this thing called a company brain, which is just basically just getting as much context as possible, because AI, the big thing is the context. It's like training a new employee. You need to train the AI, and that's by giving it the context of what the business is, what the software looks like, maybe things like regulations, things like Slack messages, just messages within the company, just different important documents. As much information, good information as it can get on the company will help it to produce higher quality output. But one area, maybe Alec, you can talk about like the landing pages and how we enable others in the company to build the landing pages.
Yeah. So, well, look, I think to Mike's point, the key thing to making AI useful is context, and structuring context in MD files with structured folders will make your output go from 75% good to 95% good. So that's what we do across the company and that's what we've been doing from day one. And I mean, this is what I learned in my last company. We were trying to use OpenAI before, and context was literally what made ChatGPT work. And then everything moved to Claude as Anthropic kind of took off. But yeah, and then on the landing page side, and even just how we design anything on the website, we've built our system so a designer can come up with a core Figma file. We use Figma MCP to bring it into our React for the website, and then from there we can just literally anyone on our team can just prompt to change that element with anything they need, adding images, text. They can even build loops to essentially make multiple different pages. You upload a CSV, you have all the copy, everything we need, and you can use that template to systematize and move forward. But I would say the key thing here is we also still have humans in the loop for everything, right? You don't want AI slop ever. You need to have a very high bar. because it's just, yeah, I mean, especially we're working with financial products. So we try to, with everything we're doing, always have humans in the loop at all the critical junctions, and even like how we resolve problems. Like I think someone said that customer support too. We're always looking at solve rate, right? If someone has a problem, like they go to the quote screen and they don't and they look at a quote and then they don't complete, like, we look, is that a normal behavior for the user? Is that something that, is there a problem that we need to be fixing, right? What was the rate that was displayed? Did it match the market rate? Like, we start diagnosing these issues, and then we actually help the customer solve the problem. So, we built systems to essentially trigger to us when a human should reach out, or we should send a push notification to let the customer know what's working. So it's like, we just want to have a very high bar when it comes to customer support, because we think that's the future. That's the biggest differentiator, and AI just allows us to scale that.
Amazing. And I have one question on this topic, actually, is, and you guys being like an AI first company, do you think, guys, this helped during the YC process, like showing how you guys using AI and during, what do you think about it? If this helped you guys on during the process in the YC, being like using a lot AI in the process or not? What do you guys think about it?
I think it was still evolving back then. It's still evolving now, but it's come a long way since we were in YC. So it wasn't a piece that we really fixated on, but I think more so than just, do you rely on AI, YC just really looks to see, are you willing to move quickly? Are you not going to get stuck? Are you willing to adapt? Are you willing to move really quickly? So in that sense, I'm sure it would help. And it actually did help us move quickly. If we weren't using AI in the beginning, it would have taken us a much longer time to build the product that we have. Like, just even the basic MVP that we were able to show YC. So I guess in a sense, they may not necessarily ask about it, but it would be unwise, I would say, not to utilize it, because it is the future. Even someone like me who's been doing this for 20 some years, I could not keep up with somebody who uses AI if I weren't to use it. So I think it's really just, they want to see that you're willing to move very quickly and adapt.
Amazing. So yeah, guys. So send your last questions, please. Let's quite do. Let me see if we have a lot of one. The people like saying all crazy about the new hack opportunity that I have here. So we're gonna share with you guys as well. Let me see. Talis, I will read with you guys. So expected for a customer success employee to ship PRs with clear interoperability by software engineers.
Yeah, I mean, maybe not quite that extreme. We basically, what we're trying to do is enable everyone in the company to contribute in different areas. So you don't necessarily need to be a software engineer to build landing pages. You don't necessarily need to be a designer to come up with a new screen. So it's really empowering you to broaden what you're able to contribute. But we're not trying to turn every single person into software developers and coding monkeys. We're just trying to enable people to do things that they otherwise wouldn't be able to do.
Yeah, I will say that, like, inversely, it's more probably giving, but it is giving, like, marketing, customer support, the ability to use engineering when it would actually help them in their workflows, right? Even marketing, like, there's a lot of stuff we've done with SEO and content and copy, and which we've used AI to empower, but and accelerate. That I think, yeah, that it does work, right? But I think having humans in the loop is super important.
Yeah, amazing. Okay, I think we can get on the last one here. If you guys don't have any other questions, but from founder here, let's see. Hey Alec, I'm building an Uber for architecture to democratize design. With people spending more time at home, do you see this as a promising market?
Yeah, I mean, funny enough, my father is a painter. My grandfather was a painter. Everybody thought I was going to be a painter. So I very much like the idea of building businesses around design, right? Yeah, I mean, I think, look, I think the anything can kind of be a good idea, right? It would be hard for me because I don't know enough about it. But like the key thing, if like you're thinking of like, oh, is this like, if you want to be, is this a venture backable idea, right? Do I want to go get venture funding for this company, right? Which is like what YC is looking to do. You need to look at the market size, right? So like essentially how many architects are out there, what's the demand for architects. Ideally, like there should be, for whatever market you're going after, at least $1 to $2 billion in potential revenue, and your goal is to capture 10% of that. That's a venture backable business, right? So I'm sure a lot is spent on architecture, but then you got to get into the whole business model of it, like what the customer retention is like, what your customer acquisition costs are, what the LTV is. And then, but you can make some assumptions and you can get to that point of whether it's a venture backable business, whether it's just a nice business to build and you could bootstrap it and do well and make good money. So there's kind of a lot of different ways to go about it.
Amazing. Yeah. Let me see here if we have another one. We have like some 10 minutes. So let's break now the last one before we finish. Someone asked here about what do you think is the main points a founder should focus on the YC video. Just curious on how they must say that. We're moving fast. Things you guys said.
Mike, what do you think about? I have some thoughts on it.
I think there's a lot of things they look for, and it's actually, I would say it's fairly similar between the video and the interview. They want to see that you really understand the business and that you can explain it very succinctly, and that they want to see the traction you've made so far. So being able to describe like what you've built, the customers, your users, why you're confident this will work, how this can grow, and what's the market size. So I think just keeping it succinct and packing as much detail as you can into that short video, and really showing that you have a reason for doing this, both personally and just because it will solve a problem for people, and that you have some kind of proof of that, I think is what they're looking for. Alec, I don't know.
Yeah, one thing I would add is just team, right? So when we applied, like what definitely helped us was, Mike and I, we've known each other for 15 years. This is our 4th time working together. I worked in Brazil before. We've worked on payments businesses together. So that we were able to get that across in the pitch, and they're like, wow. So like, not only is this a real problem that they brought up, this is a team with a track record of solving these types of problems, right? Yeah. And so it's that market sizing piece, the team piece, and look, YC also makes bets all the time on people who haven't known each other as longer. They meet their other co-founders in the YC founder matching portal. Like there was some, And the one thing is they rarely accept solo founders, almost never. There were like very few people that we met who were a solo founder. Also big teams, like if you're like 4 founders, that also just two, max 3 is kind of the number that they found works the best. So having a good team in place is going to make a big difference on the application. Oh, one other question I saw that I don't think we touched on was like whether it was about VASPs, right? So just so people know this. So right now we work with partners who are positioned for all of the VASP regulations, right? So they will be VASPs when that comes into place this fall. And really all that's doing is it's just formalizing the market for essentially exchanging between reais and stablecoins, which is like what's going on the back end when you're using Ruvo. But so there's a number of partners that we work with specifically on this. So.
Perfect. Yeah, it's about the problem and team, right? I think that's the main points, because like the product and solution can change and have to change, right? So that's amazing. That's perfect. So yeah, I think that's it, guys. So if you guys don't have any other questions here. So we have a lot. So thank you so much, guys, for like sending the questions and here with us. I will share again the screen, this opportunity that we have, like this partnership with Ruvo and New Hack here, the partnership. So I will change, so you can join here, can scan and message them. So I think there's a great opportunity that you guys have here. So yeah, I think that's it. Again, Alec and Mike, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for sharing with us the journey that you guys have. And yeah, what are the last message that you guys can give us with the founders, or we have a lot of people like software engineers working as well here, but what are the messages that you guys can want to bring to us here?
Well, I would say, like, look, we're living in a very exciting time today, right? And I mean, AI is just an incredible tool. There is a lot of gloom, doom, pessimism about kind of the effects on jobs, the labor market. I think there's definitely going to be change, but I think there's going to be whole new businesses, whole new opportunities that are going to become available with this. So just keeping everybody should keep their mindset very adaptable, right, as we go into this stuff. And it's very challenging. I mean, because I feel like the pace of change just keeps accelerating across the board. But I think there's just a lot of opportunities out there, and it's about learning new technology, testing out new ideas, having resilience towards these things. And they're going to be very interesting opportunities coming up. And like I think of some of the statistics around this. It's like just in the last, from like I think 2000 to 2020, so like a huge percent of jobs, 30 or 40% of jobs did not exist in the 20 years prior. These were all new jobs created. So I just think there's going to be a lot of new things that are happening for a while. So it's going to be interesting, and just not thinking of yourself as just one profession, but being expansive, doing many things, right? Learning how marketing works, learning how support works, learning how engineering works. Like that's going to be really important, and it's just going to make your life more interesting, I think.
I think to add to that, there is a lot of gloom and just negativity around AI, and it's obviously disrupting the software development industry because it's built by software developers. So, but it's really, I think it's going to be a bumpy road, but it's going to create a lot of abundance for everybody. It's going to democratize a lot of different skills. I have a friend who's a school teacher who is using AI to build a program that he would have no way of building because he would never get the budget for it. And he wouldn't be able to do it unless he had some friend who could build it for him. It's just an example of what's to come. And we're seeing it a lot in software, but it's gonna happen everywhere. We're gonna be able to do things we couldn't otherwise do. So it's not just about job displacement and the negativity. It's also about the expansion of what we're able to do and the abundance it creates.
Amazing. Thank you so much. And the last one is, if someone wants to chat with you guys, LinkedIn will be the profile. What do you think about it?
Yeah, definitely LinkedIn, or sign up for Ruvo with the new hack code. Then we can.
That's it.
Well, we will see. We will see. But just feel free to connect with both of us on LinkedIn as well, and just shoot a message over. We'll be in touch.
Amazing. So I just share it with you guys here as well, like the Instagram page that you can follow as well. So yeah, that's it. Again, thank you so much, Alec and Mike, for every knowledge and experience that you share here with us. It's amazing, and congratulations to what you guys built. It's amazing. I worked with this industry like 3 years ago, and that's a real pain for the software engineers, and that's amazing what you guys building, and especially in Brazil, that's really hard to create like this innovation. And so that's it. Thank you so much for that, and probably we'll see you guys later
Right.
with the link.
Yep.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
no, we're going to be around, and also thank you to everyone here. Also, thank you to our customers who and our new customers as well for checking our calculators. So but no, it's been really great, and we wouldn't be here without you guys, especially software engineers. Like that was our first segment. That's like who we really want to build the best product for. So keep giving us feedback, and like it really helps us make Ruvo better.
Amazing. Thanks. That's it. Thank you. See you later. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Great
Bye.
talking.
Bye.
Bye.